Have you ever noticed a painful irony in your love life? You crave connection more than anything, yet you find yourself driving away the very people who could give it to you. Today, we are going to look at why we sabotage the love we want and how childhood trauma creates a trap that makes us attach too fast and panic too soon. Let's look at this pattern through the story of a young woman named Clara. It starts perfectly. She meets a man with shared artistic tastes. The connection is instant. By the 2-month mark, they are intimate. Deep talks, picnics, staying over. It feels like the one. But then, the spiral hits. He cancels one meeting late. Suddenly, silence stretches for a week. And before the relationship has even ended, Clara is already mourning it, convinced she is being abandoned. This is the paradox of protection. Deep down, there is a desperate internal need for commitment and safety. But outwardly, the behavior is confusing. To protect yourself from potential pain, you might lash out or withdraw. You try to conceal how scared you actually feel, but the result is that you push a decent partner away. The subconscious logic is, I'll push you away before you can leave me. Psychologists call this disorganized attachment. It is a chaotic, push-pull dynamic. You have a desperate need for closeness, but as soon as you achieve it, it triggers terror. Sleeping together didn't bring Clara the safety she craved. Instead, it triggered a survival response. She panics, sabotages the bond to protect herself, and the cycle begins again. To understand this reaction, we have to look at the blueprint, Clara's origin story. Her parents split when she was 6. Her mother was emotionally distant. Her father was inconsistent and formed a new family. Even her grandfather, once a source of love, became cruel. This wired her brain to expect that love is either absent, painful, or conditional. She learned early on, I am not safe and my feelings are a burden. This trauma creates an impossible expectation in adulthood. Clara was unconsciously trying to use a new romantic partner to heal a 20-year-old parental wound. But here is the hard truth. Demanding unconditional, parental-level understanding from a date you've known for 2 months is setting them up to fail. A partner owes you honesty and respect, but they cannot be your therapist. The situation was made worse by speed. For those with attachment wounds, sex acts as an accelerant, not a glue. It creates powerful chemical bonds that mimic long-term intimacy before you've actually established compatibility. You attach intensely before you even see the red flags. If you aren't clear about what you want, sleeping together will only increase the panic. Driven by this chemical anxiety, Clara pushed for a definition. She asked, monogamy or polygamy? He said, monogamy. She asked, do you want a relationship? He answered honestly, I feel safe with you, but I don't know. I can't guarantee the future right now. Clara accused him of playing games. But in reality, she was trying to coerce a long-term promise from a 2-month connection. We need to decode the phrase, I don't know. For the anxious heart, uncertainty feels like a threat. But from his perspective, he was being honest, not malicious. It is actually reasonable for someone not to promise a lifetime commitment after just a few weeks. Dating is a process of observing behavior, not demanding immediate guarantees. When he didn't give the answer she needed, Clara's fear disguised itself as criticism. She called herself selfish and told him they shouldn't see each other, hoping he would fight for her. But this is a defense mechanism. It's a way of provoking the partner to withdraw, so the inevitable rejection happens faster. It wasn't selfishness, Clara. It was a lack of emotional regulation. So, how do we break this cycle? We use the strategy of radical pacing. The rule is simple but hard. Consider waiting 3 to 6 months before sexual intimacy. Why? Because you need time to observe if their intentions align with yours before the chemical bond takes over. Move your focus from do they like me to do I like how they treat me? You must also learn to regulate the inner child. Abandonment wounds don't disappear overnight. When the fear flares up, do not act on the impulse immediately. Process those heavy emotions in therapy or journaling, not by dumping them on a new partner. Be honest about your feelings, but measured. Intensity can overwhelm a budding connection. If you are in this situation now, is it salvageable? Maybe, but it requires a reset. The apology must be clear. I liked you, and my fear made me push you away. The ask is simple. Can we re-engage without rushing? If he is willing to pace the intimacy, the relationship might grow. If he isn't willing to slow down, then there isn't enough mutual ground. In Clara's case, they parted ways. But this wasn't a failure. This was a dignified exit. She recognized that ending things now prevents greater resentment later. It is normal to feel sad, but there is victory here. She learned that she can want something meaningful and still accept that this specific person cannot give it to her. Remember, relationships are the result of your healing, not the cure for your pain. No amount of reassurance from a partner can permanently fix an unprocessed wound. That is your work to do. And when you heal that hurt, your too much becomes passionate and loyal. By slowing down, you stop driving away the love you deserve.